What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? OG Truth with a two, Hertz with a Z. Coming at you. I'm coming at you live. I'm on the east side over here. I'm chilling at the Chick-fil-A right over here on Glenwood. We're gonna go over the weekend in sports here in Atlanta. Basically, the weekend um, started Thursday night with Georgia State and Georgia Southern. With Georgia Southern beating Georgia State for a homecoming, and it ended handily beating Milwaukee. A lot of people didn't see that coming, but I did. In between, you had the Hawks losing Friday to the Knicks. You had Georgia and Georgia Tech winning on Saturday. Georgia Tech winning in dramatic fashion, beating number 17 North Carolina on homecoming 46-42. I know my man Six Man K Styles had a ball with that, and Georgia on Saturday established their dominance, well, kept their dominance going against their hated rival Florida Gators. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the broadcast. Falcons lose yesterday 28-23. Um, I guess it's safe to say this is a game that the Falcons should have won. Sonya, what's going on? Nathan, what's going on? But they didn't. There's several underlying factors as to why they didn't win the game. Um, we all know what the vast majority of the fan base want to discuss. The first thing I like to say is uh, let's send our shout out and our prayer to our heart and soul of the team. Captain Grady Jarrett. It appears that Grady Jarrett is going to be out sidelined for the rest of the season with the torn ACL. That's the preliminary report that I'm getting at this point right now. James Chang, what's going on? Now, let's go to the
I'm
game.
here. I'm just handing some background stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Let's go to the game yesterday. Falcons came out. Well, Tennessee got the ball first, came down. It came with a two quarterback system. Levis started, of course, brought in Malik, had a fumble snap. We get the ball. We go down the field, got a nice drive going. For some reason, Bijan Robinson started. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. We got a nice drive going. Then all of a sudden, Arthur Smith wants to run a halfback pass from on the short side of the field down inside the red zone with the backup tight end. I was in disbelief that he did that, but he did it. John O. Smith almost throws a pick. Um, Big Ant, what's going on? Mad Mike, what's going on? Um, we had to settle for a field goal. From that point, it went downhill. Um, Tennessee's front seven pretty much established early dominance. They sacked Desmond Ritter 5 times, 4 times, I think, 4 or 5 times. One of those sacks ended in a fumble. Another issue with ball security. At that point, when he fumbled that time, I said I had to take the fandom out of me and say, okay, at this point, we got to settle. Yes, I said that. I know a lot of people may find it hard to believe that I said it, but I said let's settle. Okay. So he finished out the half. He came out the second half. I saw when they put the camera on him. I saw the deer in headlights look, but we found out that he was in concussion protocol, and you were hearing that he was cleared, but we still don't know right now who cleared him.
Because he wasn't clear. Nobody
I,
said he was clear.
I don't know who cleared them.
What I think it was Tory Malcolm Haney who tweeted it out, but we don't know that to be sure.
So unofficially, I'm gonna say unofficially, he was supposedly cleared. That's what 92.9 the game is running with, but that's what they want to run with anyway because they are part of the narrative. Okay, so now enter Taylor Heineke. So when Taylor Heineke came in, the offense seemed to move a little different than it did in the first half. And so now here comes the the bullshit, I'm gonna call it, the drama. And everybody chime in when you want to. Here comes the bullshit. Here comes the drama. Now, it's we should have started Heineke all along. But let me tell y'all something. You can't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. I'm gonna call it for what it is. Of course, the offense is gonna move different because the quarterback wasn't the only adjustment that was made at halftime. No, the
OG,
quarterback wasn't the only.
can I
Wasn't
ask
the
you a
only.
question?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead, Warren, the therapist.
So people talking about start Heineke, right? And I've heard a
Yeah.
lot of people say that, Ritter should have been benched for Heineke. Let me ask y'all a question. Then why isn't Heineke still in Washington?
Bingo.
And
Yeah,
nobody answered that.
I
Because
mean,
I mean, because I mean, really, let's take the sugar off the shit. Sorry to be so frank. Y'all want to replace Ritter with somebody who hasn't proven himself in the last team he was on, and you think he just gonna miraculously come out here just because he's on the Falcons and just take us to the promised land? We keep telling y'all this. We have team issues, and unless the quarterback is a 53-man roster of himself, there's more issues than the quarterback.
it,
But
it,
go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry, but I see. I want to take a lot of anger and frustration out of it. So I don't think the focus should be whether or not Taylor Heineke is that guy, because I think we all um, can agree and disagree that we all know that he's not that guy. All right,
He's not.
we know he's not that guy. Let's not try to
Right.
sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to spend time on and why we personally believe that he is or isn't that guy. We all know deep down in our heart he's not that great of a quarterback, right? Good, but not, we talking about great. Can he lead you to a few games? Absolutely. But this is when you're talking about a football team, he's not that guy. All right. He's never going to be that guy. He's never been that guy. But this is where I think the disconnect is, and I appreciate Maurice Martin. The Mad Mike membership is back. We're gonna start doing the breakdowns as far as that concerned. So I appreciate everybody for being patient going through all this YouTube monetization changes and whatnot. But we finally got that back up. But I think the disconnect with everything it's not so much that a lot of people believe that Desmond Ritter is or isn't. All right, I'm going to reiterate this. Um, and this is the last time we're like me personally. I can't control everybody else's channel, but this is the last time I'm gonna say this. We've said this a thousand times. No one in this campus said Desmond Ritter is that guy. Is the franchise court because what we all looking for. Every team looks for a franchise quarterback, but sometimes the realistic expectations of everything, you're never gonna find that franchise quarterback. Now, like it's hard to find a Lamar Jackson. It's hard to find a Matt Ryan or Michael Vick or I mean, you can see that right now with Denver. They thought they had their franchise quarterback with Russell Wilson, and he's just been a mess. So I think that's what everybody wants, but the realization and realistic um was actually the fastest stats and the truth about everything is that you look at this team, we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems. And I think one of the biggest one that I personally want to highlight is Bijan Robinson.
Hold on, Mike, before you go there. Stay right there. Just hold that.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, you want a question answer? Okay. You say it was reported that medical cleared him in the game. Who reported it?
Right.
Ooh. Yeah, I
I
want to
believe it
know.
was Tory McElhaney,
Who
if I'm not
who
mistaken.
reported it?
But that was only, like I said. The thing is, he was taken out by the refs. He wasn't taken out by the Atlanta Falcons. So
That part.
even with that, he still has to go through concussion protocols even throughout the week. So just because a guy is cleared, Tua was cleared during that game, and he ended up getting back in there. So just because a guy was cleared doesn't necessarily mean that he's healthy enough to play.
And then,
Okay, you can show signs, and
so,
anybody who's ever had, trust me, I've had a number of head injuries. Okay, I know this better than anybody, and trust me, I take anybody have to take medication for any type of serious head issues. I've had to do that, so I'm probably your best. I'm probably the best person to have to deal with that. All right, I was scar my
So
head because of that. So
Mike,
the
I got
thing
a
so
question.
is,
so so
just
what so
because
West Durham so West Durham so West Durham reported it. He was cleared. West Durham did. It
what's
said on the
doing
radio
it,
broadcast.
okay, yeah, we talking about a
Get out of
radio
here, bro.
broadcaster
Come
who's
on.
talking about he was medically cleared. All right,
Stop.
but like I said, Tua was cleared last year too, and we see him. Damn, we thought he was gonna die on the field.
Yeah, right.
So just
That's
because a
why I'm
guy
like,
is cleared doesn't necessarily mean he's necessarily healthy to play.
what do Tua
Okay.
look like next week?
You know what? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the game. Because my patience is real fucking thin today. And I'm gonna tell you now, somebody gonna get offended off what I'm gonna say. Now, getting back to the game. Desmond Ritter's gone. We down 14-3 in a Taylor Heineke. Offense moves differently. Of course it's gonna move differently. We're not gonna applaud a fish for swimming over here. We don't give a shit who get mad. He came in and did what he was supposed to do. That's why he was brought in here. He was brought in here for these types of situations, just in case Ritter struggled. He played well. But guess what? Y'all know the OG. Y'all know he wet the bed on that third down. Because he could have got that extra yard. We don't have to go for it on fourth down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nobody saw that, huh? Because you don't want to see it. Because you probably was already beating your chest at the fact that he was in there. There's a reason why he's a backup. It's a reason why Washington let him go. And no, I'm not hating on Taylor Heineke. Good luck to him if he is announced as the starter, whether it's for this week or moving forward. But again, you can't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. All right? It ain't no secret that Arthur Smith kind of incorporated 25 and 84 with Taylor Heineke that he didn't do with Desmond Ritter. It ain't no secret that he didn't force feed number 7 where Mike was trying to go with Taylor
Mm-hmm.
Heineke
Right.
that he did with Desmond Ritter. I don't give a shit about you getting mad. I'm gonna tell you what you don't want to hear. Okay,
That part.
4th and 1 when it should have been 1st and 10 because Heineke didn't
All you had to
finish the
do is
drill.
dive. All you had to do is
All he had
dive.
to do was dive. Okay, 4th and 1. Now we on 4th and 1. I see number 84. I see number 84 leaves the field. Number 15 drops the ball.
Mm-hmm.
As great as our defense has played, I ain't heard nobody say nothing about 27-3 getting beat deep.
Nope.
Yeah. Not
Yep.
a
We
single
don't
word
talk
on
about
that.
that.
Hey, Chauncey. And can I say something about that on that Van Jefferson drop?
Go right ahead.
I mentioned to the guys after the game, I said, if y'all pay attention to that play, before the ball was snapped, they brought Jonnu Smith in and put him on the same side. Okay? Now, for all y'all that may not understand, I'm gonna ask the panel, how many reps has Heineke had with this offense since we started playing?
None.
Okay.
He had no first team reps.
Right. Now, here's what you do. If you go back and look at the video and you look at Van when he turns around, Van didn't expect to get the ball, or he didn't expect to get the ball that quick. When he turned around, he was like, "Oh, like you throwing to me?" And if you go back and look at their spacing, Ritter, knowing his personnel, would have seen Van as a number one and would have seen Jonnu as a number two. But Jonnu probably would have got the ball because he was further down the field and in space. This is what we talk about when we tell y'all just dumping a quarterback in just out of the blue don't solve problems, because he has to have reps with the O-line. I don't care if he has experience. He don't have experience playing with this O-line. And when he threw the ball, he put the ball in place. Van wasn't ready for it.
Let me
now,
address
yes,
this right
yes, he dropped the
Let me
ball,
address this
but if you
when
look
get
at it,
finished.
he was not ready for it.
Because I keep hearing this, my bad one, but like we keep saying I'm rooting for Ritter, but he has to take care of the ball. See, everybody missing a vital part. Like you're gonna become so repetitive until you motherfuckers really get. And I love you, D, but this is where everybody is wrong. Everybody is wrong when we saying Desmond has to take care of the ball.
What about
Okay,
everybody else?
look, these fumbles, him fumbling the ball.
Oh my
Do
God.
y'all realize when he's fumbling the ball is because he's got pressure in his face?
Mm.
This is where the frustration with AFN and people like us comes in, because we want to look at the end result and say Desmond has to take care of the ball. Well, he doesn't have to take care of the ball if he don't have 5 motherfuckers in his face. He don't have to take care of the ball if the damn center don't know how to hit his own nuts in the damn, like hit his own nuts with the damn football. Like, well, see, there's the stuff we talking about. Like, is he playing great? Absolutely not. Did Taylor Heineke play absolutely great? Absolutely not. All right. Did the Atlanta Falcons running game get started late? Absolutely they did. Nobody's talking about the fact that they had 26-yard rushing in the first.
And that's why
hold on. Let me say that again. The Falcons leading rusher in the first half with Desmond Ritter. You know they finished the game. They finished the game with 140 yards rushing. You see, these are the things that this is where the frustration with us, and this is why it's like if anybody wants us to speak on Desmond Ritter, especially myself and K-Styles, look, y'all gonna have super chat, because I'm not gonna continue to say the same things over and over and over again. All right, and even if you get the super chat, we're gonna be absolutely 100% honest about every aspect of what's going on with this. These are the things that we're talking about. All right.
And this right here, I disagree, Clay, for the simple fact. You said that I'm not saying that Heineke is a long-term solution, but if you want to win, you play Heineke. That's incorrect, because once again, you overlook the fact that you can put Heineke on this team. If we still have the same team issues, we're not going to win. It's not a quarterback issue solely. It's a team issue. If you put Heineke behind Dahlman, who is shaky, Heineke don't understand that Dahlman snaps the ball low. If you watch Heineke in that game, Heineke hops back after getting the ball, then gets himself set because he knows that the rush is coming. Ritter has learned to adjust. He crouches down lower. He can still see over the line in order to adjust to Heineke's low snapping balls. To Dahlman's low snapping balls. Heineke haven't gotten there yet. Like I keep saying, he has not played with this offense enough to know that. If you look at how he was acting when he got the ball, he was trying to hurry up and get it out because he didn't have time to get set.
See,
y'all gotta stop just
hold on. I know you're getting upset, but look, I get it. But this is where the conversation, it's like, Everybody's wrong when it comes down to this Falcons offense. Everybody wrong. Especially the people that says, all right, Ritter and Arthur Smith are the issues. Arthur Smith's scheme is the problem. It's not the scheme, it's the problem. It's a simple solution to this offense. We've seen it work. And we've done the numbers on it. We've done every game when it comes down to when Falcons win the games, they hand the ball off and they run the ball well and they create a balance. Okay? We don't turn the ball over 1,000 times. All right. When Arthur it's one big issue, and Chauncey, you already know where I'm going when I say this. He listening too much to you motherfuckers. He listening to you and he listening to his damn media about throwing the ball. That's the problem. Go ahead, Chauncey.
Listen, it ain't rocket science. Look here, we started out 2-0. Y'all started bitching about certain guys not getting touches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all started bitching about certain guys not getting touches. Okay, the next two games we try to get those guys touches. Now you want to crucify the quarterback. You want to crucify the quarterback. All right. Now we settle back in. Now the fantasy GMs pissed off because Bijan ain't getting touches. Okay. All right. We go back, give Bijan touches. We lose again. Okay. Last week Bijan had a headache. He was on the field for 13 snaps, 7 of them he was a decoy. We won the game despite Ritter's fumbles. At the end of last week's game, all the way up in the Wednesday, all they talked about was investigating the Falcons as to why y'all couldn't tell us that Bijan had a headache Sunday morning. Arthur Smith claims he's not paying attention to the noise. He comes out after Cordero and Tyler Algier had damn near 200 yards total offense together last week. They had damn near 200 yards total offense together last week. He started Bijan Robinson. Bijan had 11 touches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. The fantasy owners are happy. We lose. Every game we've lost because Arthur Smith trying to force the ball to Bijan Robinson. I done said this shit for 6 straight weeks. But Ritter's the problem. So let me ask y'all something. Let's say moving forward we go with Heineken and Arthur Smith keep trying to force the ball to Bijan Robinson. Because he got to coach the same now. Oh no, don't assume he's gonna coach differently because Heineken in the game. With the way Arthur Smith is being inconsistent with the way he's running this offense, you telling me this team's still gonna be better with Heineken? Who can say it with a straight face? Yesterday, Desmond really hit Bijan Robinson in the back of the head twice.
Back of the head, he didn't get his head around.
You know why? Because he's not a fucking receiver.
Yeah.
But y'all want to see him on the field because y'all got him on your fantasy teams.
Yep.
Yeah, he wide open. That could have easily been he could have made a play off of that with his ability. But these are the things that we talk about when we saying like a lot of these issues, and the thing is, my thing is we want to look at all the end results. People don't look. Let me throw out another number. They had 17 dropbacks. Out of 17 of those dropbacks, 5 of them led to sacks.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them led to sacks. That's not a quarterback issue. This is what I mean by you have to stick to what's. See, this offense is designed. This offensive line. A lot of the time, it's not even as simple. The thing is with Taylor Heineke, where he at in his career is not where Desmond Ritter. So it's not a matter of if he's good enough. Taylor Heineke is never going to be good enough.
Right.
All right. He's never going to be great, but he can win you a couple of games. This is why Washington moved on from him. He can win you 3 to 4 games out of a season just on his ability to throw the ball because he's been in the league about 7-8 years now. So he's been in the league quite some time. These guys are nowhere near the same in their development. And this is what we keep talking. Everybody want to put Desmond Ritter on and veteran quarterbacks on the same playing field, and he's just not there. This is why when you see um, defensive players and their coach, it's like, what did they do different in the offense? Well, he just got rid of the ball quick. He didn't say nothing about he was more athletic or this guy or he threw the better deep ball. The defense said he got the ball out of his hand quicker. That's what veteran quarterbacks know how to do. They know how to get the ball out of their hand quick, and they know how to decide whether or not, all right, this play is dead. This is where Desmond Ritter does need to get better in deciding when a play is dead. Sometimes you need to lay on the ground on a play, just like this. That's what led to fumbles. A lot of these things aren't issues as far as his IQ is concerned. This is just inexperience. Sometimes you just got to know when to play dead. Just throw that son of a gun out of bounds. We saw that in the red zone. He just threw the ball up for grabs, trying to make a play. Sometimes you don't need to make a play. You need to live to fight another day, and this is what a guy like Taylor Heineke, he's smart at. So if we talking about long-term success, Clay, and I appreciate your comment, but the long term isn't him. The long term is Desmond Ritter or whomever the quarterback may be.
Well,
Like we don't know if Ritter's gonna be, but if we're gonna just say based off, if we're gonna say that everything is all right, everything could be fine. If we just trade for Kyler Murray, well, what are the drawbacks from us being able to make said moves? Because there's going to be consequences for trading or drafting a guy. Some of these wide receivers, some of these backs are not going to like the new quarterback. Some of these coaches may not want that guy because that wasn't the guy that they drafted. We see this time and time again where you look at right now in Chicago, they already want Justin Fields gone. Why? Because Justin Fields ain't their guy. So it has nothing to do with whether these guys are good enough. Sometimes it comes down to, all right, what's best for this team at this particular juncture and how we're going to get better as a team.
well,
And right now, like if you're talking about, all right, if the Falcon team, because the Falcons are in a development stage.
I'm getting
Taylor
roasted by a
Heineke is
Panther
not
fan
going
right
to
now,
help this team long term. He's going to help a team. See, Taylor Heineke is designed to help somebody win right now. The Falcons are already first place and tied first place. They got like a half game, the tiebreaker over New Orleans. So they're not in a desperation type of. So putting Taylor Heineke in just to we just lost Grady for the season. This is not a Super Bowl team without Grady Jarrett. I just hate to say it like that, but we're not a Super Bowl contender without Grady Jarrett. Unless we make a move, we're not making the Super Bowl. So this is where it becomes more common sense rather than emotions about this Ritter. Because, like I said, I apologize for being long-winded, but another thing too, this is what K-Style, we're going to go deeper into this later on tonight, but this is what I was saying. This is why you want to draft a guy in the mid rounds, because if this were a great, if you lose a Grady Jarrett and you trade away for a quarterback, you use all your first round picks, the Falcons are fucked defensively. You traded all your first round picks for a quarterback for one player, and you lose one guy on the defense side of the ball. We fucked. We are screwed. Because we don't have enough. We don't have
Look at
enough.
what's going on
We
with
don't
the
have
Jets
enough
right
capital.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on with the Jets right now. We could easily beat them.
we could easily beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to believe what being reported, DeMontez Sweat has. I know a lot of folks put a lot into this. I don't, but he's cleared all his social media, and he put the 404. They said all he got on there is 404. So for whatever I don't. I think where they stumbling at, where they still making that. I think Washington wants a second. The Falcons want to give up a third. So let's see how that plays out. But I agree with Mike. Unless we bring somebody in here with that type of cachet, with that type, uh, well, he gonna still be in the locker room. Um, we're not a Super Bowl team. Um, but anything can happen. Um,
Yep.
getting back, let's get back to the game, okay? Um, the officiating is getting out of hand, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about the officiating because whenever my team gets shitted on, whenever my team loses a game,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna speak on it.
Mm.
That that non that non offensive PI and David Archer, I normally agree with what he said. But he said AJ just can't give up. AJ didn't give up on the play.
Oh,
He got
Man.
he got put in
Oh God.
Pushed out the way.
freaking
What the fuck are we
he got
talking
put in a
about,
freaking
bro?
chokehold and throw off his balance.
But
He got thrown off. But
Chauncey,
again, yeah, go ahead.
that but you know what's funny? That same play happened on the same side of the field last game with AJ Terrell, and they didn't call it.
And they didn't call it.
And so I tell people those types of things lead to those touchdowns that keep them teams in the game. And now it's becoming so blatant that you got to wonder, okay, what's really going on? Because I'm gonna call it like it is. It's a damn narrative, and y'all going after it. And what's happening is y'all setting a bad precedence for the rest of the season. Because now
No,
when y'all find out that y'all can't bulldoze through the Falcons, now you gonna lean on the officials to call some bullshit. That's a momentum shifter.
hold on? Did y'all see this? Did y'all see when the white hat had to check it?
Yeah.
Had to check the line judge because he threw a procedure
Yep.
penalty on us,
Yep.
and
Right.
he hadn't even blown the whistle. He hadn't even blown the whistle, and he had to tell Vrabel them, "Oh no!" So here this clown over here, excuse me, I'm gonna steal Warren's word. Here this goofball over here,
Right.
listening to the freaking coach, letting the coach call the game, and you got the other goofball on the other side just swallowing his whistle.
Yeah. No, but see what it is, OG, and ain't nobody said it, but I'm gonna say it. It's a pissing contest between Ritter and Vrabel. Because if you all week, it's a homecoming. Yeah, it's a homecoming, but y'all basically it wasn't about the Falcons, and it wasn't about they had the Oiler jerseys, but it wasn't about the Tennessee Titans. It was about Vrabel versus Arthur. It's about let me show you why I was the head coach and why you was the coordinator. That's basically what it was about.
Well, that's
Ain't
two
had shit
times
to do
Arthur
with these
Smith tried to
teams.
get in it. That's two times he done tried to play who's got the biggest man
Yeah,
region. Because I got a lady around me, so I'm not gonna say that. He gonna want to play who's got the biggest man region, and we done lost a fucking football game.
yeah,
The biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Massive
This
egos.
ego
yeah.
shit. We losing football games while he trying to see who got the biggest. We
Because
did the same shit.
if you watch the first quarter, they started out with Derrick Henry. And everybody know how Derrick Henry is. Don't let Derrick Henry get started. We get it. But when Derrick Henry ran into our defense, he found out he couldn't get started. Vrabel looking at it like, wait a minute, I can't plow through these Falcons like most teams used to do. So let me try something else. And if you notice, once that call was called and they let it go, all they players started playing extra aggressive and nothing was called. Then later on in the game, they figured, well, we didn't screw the Falcons good enough. Let's go ahead and get them some calls. Now, so what? You set the president saying every time y'all play us, that's what the sentiment is. Whoever we
See
put on
now.
AJ Terrell, we gonna make sure that he don't get that call.
See this right here. See this is exactly what I mean. This is we know there are more issues than what it is. Y'all know the fucking issues. The problem is you're impatient. You don't want to see these guys develop. How the hell are we gonna go to the next draft and say, all right, we need to get a linebacker, we need to get an offensive lineman, we need to get a pass rusher if we're constantly giving guys 5 to 6 games to try to get it together? Half of y'all can't even babe y'all big fat asses in 5 fucking days. But you want to sit up here and get this shit done in 6 games? You giving these guys who've been on the team less than 6 fucking months to say, all right, we need you to be a superstar in 6 months.
And don't work like that.
Like, all right, since he's not showing it, we're not scoring 30 points every single game. That's the problem. If we're not scoring the ball, if we're not scoring, it's over. We need to start somebody just to see. See, look, I'm gonna be real about this. I would much rather have a guy that I know who's gonna be patient, who know that he needs to, get better in certain areas, but he's willing to sit there, listen, and learn. I don't want players here, and I know Chauncey can understand this shit, that think that just because they on the fucking team, they gonna get 10 targets on the fucking. No, bitch, you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to learn how to fucking block for me. You're gonna learn how to goddamn go on the sideline and have proper etiquette on the fucking sidelines. Learn how to talk to your teammates, get your teammates involved, block for your teammate, listen to the coach. It's shit like this that we talk about that a lot of people missing the fact. Y'all just think just because a guy was drafted in the fucking 8th with the 8th overall pick that he deserves to be the superstar of the team. No, the fuck he doesn't.
Some of y'all will be hurt with y'all mindset. Some of y'all will be out of a job like yesterday because some of y'all ain't good 6 months after y'all get hired. So if the hiring process was to let you go after 6 months because you wasn't good, a lot of y'all be on the welfare line. So y'all might want to think about that.
Here's the thing with a lot of people, a lot of these guys don't get to try to experience when they're on PlayStation. And I'm going there.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you on the field and you're actually dealing with the players, you get a feel for what's going on with your players. I know a little bit about this now. I'm a 35-year coach and runner. Maybe Arthur Smith just looked at Riddle and saw that deer in the headlights and said, "I don't go." Let's hypothetically say he was cleared.
Mm-hmm.
He can still have that deer in the headlights look. Okay, you good for the rest of the day. Heineke, we brought you in here to do this. Go out here and win a football game. Go out here and win a football game. Okay, we're going to make the halftime adjustments. All right. He stopped forcing the ball to Bijan. The first play of the second half and the touchdown run, that was all Bijan got. First play of the second half, I think he busted up the middle about, 30, 35 yards?
Yeah. He started mixing it up with Bijan.
Then he scored on the touchdown run. Really didn't look right to me. And I was watching it, and I was watching from my living room.
He did kind of get up slow a couple of times. I thought he actually got. I thought he was slow. Ritter is the type of guy that gets off like Matt Ryan. He gets off the ground quick, like Tom Brady. Those guys get off the ground quick because the last thing you want to know, you don't want defense to know that you hurt. And he was sluggish getting off a couple of times.
Now, I've seen you know how our fans make them blanket statements, like, oh. He stares at a receiver. Goddamn it, he got to look at him at a certain point. He can't just close it. He can't just close his eyes. You dumb motherfuckers. That's the only time I'm gonna do that, Mike. He can't just close his eyes. That's number one. And the other one is he held the ball too long. How? Make it make sense. What you mean he held the ball too long? You no, what he didn't do is just get rid of the ball and throw a pick. And throw a pick to the house. Then y'all be on here. Then y'all be on here having teenage tantrums about that. How you hold the ball too long? Somebody type in how you held the ball too long. They really watch the game. Somebody type in here how you held the ball too long.
That's impossible.
What? Listen. See,
He was
as a
8 or
guy,
12.
as a guy who played and coached the game, I find a lot of this shit comical
Hilarious.
and ridiculously stupid. And guess what? I play PlayStation too. But you know what I do? I don't even listen. I rarely even crank up the actual on field game. I do GM mode. You know why I do GM mode? Because I want to see exactly what it takes to actually run the team. I bet you none of these guys who be on PlayStation, they they rarely do GM mode. So guess what? They're not gonna sit up there and manage the salary cap. No win and win to work certain guys out. When the when the limited guy snaps. When the what's a tradable contract? What's not a tradable contract? When to release somebody? When to cut somebody?
Mm-hmm.
They, they, don't- they don't know that because they don't want to.
Consequences
It,
for
it, it,
that type of stuff. It's
it's
consequences
all
for
about
trading for
it's all
guys.
about the microwave mindset. It's all about the microwave mindset. Everybody want a quickie. Everybody want a quickie. For,
Mhm. Mhm.
but guess what? When you get that chicken quickie, good chance, good chance you won't go back for another one.
Mm.
Uh,
Listen, man,
you're
you
not.
got to be. You listen. This ain't gonna happen overnight. Yeah, we spend a lot of money on defense, and it's showing. It's showing that we spend a lot of money on defense, and that's why I said yesterday. Yeah, defense had a couple snafus, but I ain't gonna go in on defense. At a certain, sometimes the offense got to grab their nuts and win the game. Heineken should have got that. He should have got that extra yard.
Oh,
If he get that
goodness
extra
sake.
yard, if he get that extra yard, we probably wins that game.
Appreciate this comment, Rico Walker. My only problem with the team is we not playing our style of football, like y'all say, after mid run the ball. And again, we're running the ball. But the
Yeah,
problem is the
How we
I
are running.
think this year Arthur is it's not the play calling, it's the it's the chemistry and knowing when the running game is hot. That he tends to like I just say we'll run the ball 3, 4 times. You see Tyler Algier get into a rhythm. And then next thing you know, we'll run the outside toss play with Bijan Robinson, lose 4 yards, and then we got to pass the ball. See, that ruins the momentum of the running game. So if the effectiveness of the running game isn't as good as it was in past, and they can't lean on that anymore. Why? Because he puts Bijan in situations where we all the defense know. That's how like Chauncey just pretty much stated. He had like a 30 game when he ran the ball up the middle. He hasn't been using Bijan like that. So again, it is not scheme schematic as far as knowing which player and where he's good at. I think the thing is he has to do a better job of hiding these guys and put them in
I,
certain situations.
I want to give every person on here some homework. We got 73 guys plus the four guys plus the four content creators on here, so we got a total of 77 folks. I'm gonna give everybody some homework for next week, for this week. Y'all ready?
Mhm.
I want each and every person on here. When you get a free 6 hours, I want you to take one game that the Falcons won and one game that the Falcons lost.
Mm.
Watch each game,
Yep.
and then next week when we get on here, I want y'all to tell me the difference in how Arthur Smith called them plays. People sit up there, they talking about Will Levis like he the best thing since sliced bread. You know, hey, the difference between us and Tennessee is when we walked that eighth guy down in the box, they took advantage
Mhm.
of it.
Yep.
They they took advantage of it, and and instead of us taking advantage of it, we still try to run a toss sweep for 7.
That right there. Yeah.
They
There it
couldn't.
is.
They couldn't because if you look at it, most of the teams that we played when we ran them up the gut, they couldn't stop it. It's when we
Yeah.
started trying to do it to the outside. Is when they started they was basically stopping it behind the line of scrimmage. When
Look, man,
we take Tyler Algier and run him up the gut. A lot of times they can't stop that. He'll get maybe 5 to 8 yards a carry.
let me tell you something. Them D-backs not stupid. When they look up back there and they see 25 or 84, business decisions are gonna get made. But when they see
Mm-hmm.
7, oh, 7 on the field, or they walking that guy up in the box because they want to try to get a free shot on him. They're not doing that. They're not. Hey, trust and believe. We made some big hits on Henry yesterday. Lammy made a couple of big hits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm your mama, what I call them. Now we really gonna need I'm your mama now. I'm your mama still made them. But guess what? There was also a couple business decisions made on 22.
Mm-hmm.
So they
They were sticking him.
when
They
you
were sticking him. I'm your mama. He was doing his damn thing. And
Oh,
Landon, that dude is a man. Good God Almighty. I think we
I,
may have diamond in the rough with that dude. But him and Ellis, those guys were taking it to Henry. They were really taking it to
oh,
him.
Anya might have stood Henry up face to face like, nah, bro, this is
Mm-hmm.
about as far as you gonna go. And
listen,
Henry
man.
looked at the sideline. Henry looked at the sideline like, you see this? You see this nigga stop me?
Hey,
Y'all
let me
see
tell you
this?
something. No, if you get a close up, you can see him. You can see Henry laughing with him. You can see them laughing at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Henry
Yep.
shit,
Oh,
like oh
oh,
shit.
I love this comment by Marcus Kirkpatrick. Like, how many times did Ritter start at a 25 versus Taylor, and you seen when Taylor started with Ritter inside the 15, and the same result couldn't come. I mean, it
yeah,
goes to like when you get in the red zone, that's when it comes a play calling issue. All right,
right, right.
between the 20s, I don't really evaluate offensive play callers. Just me personally, when it's between it, because obviously you got more room and more things you can do. But like when you get in them 20s, man, it becomes a play designer, and I don't know why. See, this is the reason why I say that he's listening to the media and he's listening to you motherfuckers in here. He's listening to y'all. Why are you running like you putting a big ass tight end at running back and running a tight end halfback pass? What are we doing?
That was the
What
first
what
time I
what
lost
are
my
we
shit.
doing, bro? What
I
what are we
lost
doing?
my shit when he did that. I'm like, bro, what? Are you kidding me? Why? Why? Like, somebody please make sense of. Please, hey, if anybody on here can make sense of that, please make sense of that. Why? Why are we doing that? For what? What are you doing that for?
You got three
Why? Because
running
you why?
backs.
Why? Because you making it about you. You making it
Mm-hmm.
about you.
Yep.
You want to stick. You want to stick it to them. You
Mm-hmm.
making it about you. For what? We're doing this for what? Why would you? Why on the most important play of the game, you take a guy like 84 off the field?
Off the field.
You took him off the field. You know why? Because handing off the 84, he get the first down. It don't make you look as good. It's the same. It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why I want to spit and Kyle go take a shit at Hand's face because of that ego shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's real close to riding in the same car with Kyle, piece of shit at Hand with me. We should be, in my opinion, 6-2. He's giving the other team 2 games. I don't give a shit what you think about Ritter. Arthur Smith was giving this team 2 games. It's been a few games where he don't put Ritter in bad position. Like I said, go take any game that we lost and put that up with any game we won and see the difference. Every game that we won, he did not try to showcase Bijan Robinson.
That
Every
part.
game, every game that we lost, he tried to showcase him. Go look at Tampa. Listen, look at the Tampa game. Look at look at the Tampa game from the running standpoint, and look at yesterday's game. It ain't rocket science. Listen, we ain't listen. We don't come off to be the smartest man in the room. We don't. All y'all got to do is what we do. Watch the game and then go back and do your research. Everybody got one. Everybody got a dumb phone.
Well, see it. You know what, OG, you're right about that, because the one thing I used to say is you set the tone with your veterans, and you let the rookies bring up the rear. When we started that game with CP, the whole tone of that offense changed. K Styles made mention of it. The whole tone of that offense changed. Why? Because they knew, okay, CP in here, we getting ready to play some physical football. And what you're noticing is the other teams are telling them, oh, we about to play the Falcons. Oh, if Bijan is going to be in the game, play physical football, because they know right about now the offense is all finesse. If they see CP or they see 25 star, well, no, we're gonna have to play some physical football because they got the 2 bruises in there. They understand it's 2 different mindsets when these players get on the team. And the one thing y'all got to understand about the offense, our offensive linemen are not built to do a bunch of pass plays. They prefer to be more aggressive. When they're going downhill, they're more effective. That is why the right side got blown up in this game, because they were doing more passing. They were doing more finesse. When we started to run the ball, you started to see a change. That's what y'all got to understand. Go look at any of the games from last season. That's why we were in a bunch of 1-score games last season, because why? We moved the pocket with Ritter in it, especially the last 4 games, and we ran at the team. It wasn't a bunch of passing.
I'm gonna say this. The Falcons gonna go as far as Arthur Smith take them, not the quarterback. Meaning, if he don't change his ways, we're gonna be a team. Because I think we're gonna win the division. I think we're the best team in the division. We'll find out when we play the Saints, but I think we're the best team in the division. I think we're gonna go either 5-1 or maybe even 6-0 in the division. At the worst, 4-2. We're gonna win the division, which means we're gonna host a playoff game. If Arthur Smith don't change his ways, he gonna look like he done swallowed 7 Popeyes donuts without a cup of water in sight in mid-January.
It's
If
an
he don't
easy
change,
fix. It's an
and he gonna
easy
get
fix
his
to this offense.
yeah, and he gonna get exposed. Now, for a lot of people who just don't understand why he's still riding with Ritter, trust and believe. We feel the same way on why he's still forcing the ball to be John Robinson. He's really screwing this kid out of a rookie of the year campaign. Because if he used Bijan like he's supposed to, we should be in Philadelphia Eagle status. Because right now to go take a shit of hands, they reeling. Brock ain't so purdy, huh? He being
Not at all.
exposed.
Mm-mm.
He being exposed. Brock being just like people say about Ritter. Brock being carried by that number one ranked defense,
That part.
and go take a shit of hand being carried by that number one ranked defense and three dynamic players on the offensive side of the football: Kittle, Debo, and McCaffrey. And guess what? He underusing McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yep.
But fuck him, that's their problem.
Shoot, Kansas City ain't got no cakewalk either. I mean,
Kansas
shit.
City,
This is what
Kansas
I
City
mean
just
by
got
that.
Kansas City just only scored 9 points to a
Yeah.
team that gave up 70.
Yeah.
And y'all
And we
around here,
worried about it.
and y'all around here thinking shit bad here. Kansas City, the defending Super Bowl champions, just scored 9 points to a team that gave up 70.
Yeah, we ready to fire everybody, start over from scratch because we scored 21 points in the game. Like I said, a lot of things just come down to everybody think it's talent. Talent is very important, but if you don't have chemistry with the players and the coaching staff, like it doesn't matter how many guys you keep bringing in. And this is what I posted on Twitter too. It's like some of the best things. It's not even a dish. A dish is not subtraction. It's addition. Sometimes your best move is to keep everybody where it is and bring in a coach or bring in a veteran to help bring all that stuff together. You don't
That
Do
need
y'all
part.
to
do, y-
already get rid of
do
guys.
y'all do y'all see why the defense is playing where they playing? You got two bookend veteran defensive ends.
That
Hmm.
part.
Okay, them two bookend veteran defensive ends helping out 47, and who's the other kid over there that's coming in behind uh, uh, um, um, 93.
47. Uh, 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 47.
I know we got
93.
four. I know 47 coming in
You
behind one
talking
of them.
about Zach Harrison?
Yeah. Okay.
Zach Harrison and
All right.
Taquan. Those
Hey,
guys.
you got that vet back there playing quarterback in center field. Richard Grant is playing better. They both had a brain fart yesterday, but Richard Grant is
Yeah.
playing better. A lot of people ready to get Richard Grant up out of here. Okay, we
But
brought
what?
in a young veteran. We brought in
Oh, you got
Yamada.
Bud Dupree. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got
But what are
We
you
got
saying, OG? What are you saying? You saying they're leading with their veterans and they're bringing up the rookies. The
mm-hmm.
yeah.
same thing that should be done on offense. You let the veterans. You got a lot of veterans on the front five, front seven. They're the ones toting the line. They're showing other guys this is how you do it, while also giving them the flexibility and cushion enough to get better as the season goes on. We don't have a front full of rookies backing up leading veterans. That's not how you do it. That's what we keep telling y'all. Every time you put the veterans in to play for the offense, the game changes. It takes pressure off the quarterback and allows him to do what he's good at.
And the thing is, this is what I got from Terrence Mathis. You'll get his takes on things, but this is what he told us this past Monday is that a lot of times like head coaches come in with a particular skill set, and that they brought Arthur in specifically to be a good a great decision, a good decision maker, and to establish a running game that we so desperately needed. All right, but sometimes that's his strength. There's nothing wrong with guys having a particular strength. But the thing is like once we understand that, all right, that's what his strength is. There's no reason to fire him because he's not good in the passing game. This is why you got assistant head coaches. That's why you got, offensive coordinator. You bring those guys in to be the balance. So right now, I think the best course of action for the Atlanta Falcons to do two things. Maybe to see if Matt Schaub is that guy, TJ Yates is that guy, as far as the passing game is concerned, because clearly there's no chemistry between he and Dave Ragone. There's no chemistry with that. I think from 8 games, when there's still a clear issue as far as how you want to utilize your running back, your passing game, you still haven't decided that. And it's the same. We're saying the same things over and over and over with Bijan Robinson. That's clearly an issue with the passing game coordinator, which is Dave Ragone. All right, he's clearly have a problem with that. He's not that guy. So I don't think the answer for the Falcons is to fire. I actually think that it's to add a passing game coordinator who specializes in passing. Because the Falcons, that's literally what they are. You got a guy in Arthur Smith who's very good. I appreciate Maurice Martin for the $2 super chat. Fans just need to be patient with Ritter. Not just Ritter. They just need to be patient with the Atlanta Falcons. Because these are the things we've been warning you guys. Grady Jarrett it's gonna come a time, especially for a defensive lineman, you're going to have a knee injury. It's just a matter of time with defensive linemen. Just a matter of time. You're going to have it. And unfortunately, we have to deal, but this is why you draft for depth. This is why you bring in depth pieces. Because these things happen. In a perfect world, we want everybody to stay healthy, but that's not. So this is why you got to be patient, because we don't know if we draft. Let's just say we draft another quarterback. Let's just say next year we have draft another quarterback. He starts out well, looks good, and then boom, he has a Kyler Murray, tears his ACL. So we don't tore the entire team up defensively, traded all our picks to get Kyler Murray, to get a Justin Fields or whomever. Draft, go up in the draft to get these guys, and then 1 year they get hurt. These things happen. So this is why patience is the best. The Braves been doing this for the last 5 years or so before they won a championship. They just said, all right, we just need to stockpile a bunch of picks, get a bunch of young guys. All right, and then when they're ready, and we'll start getting guys, veteran guys to play around them.
All right, man. I want to switch gears. Let's go to the weekend in Atlanta sports. we start with Thursday night. I follow all teams, and Thursday night Georgia Southern had a homecoming against Georgia State, and Georgia Southern had a big offensive output, and they took down the Panthers. By a whole lot to a whole little. But they wound up being, right now they tied in the Sun Belt Conference. On Friday, your Atlanta Hawks had the first game at home against the New York Knicks. Knicks jumped out to a nice sizable lead. The Hawks fought it back down. Came down to one play. Clint Capella missed a lob thrown by Trae Young. It might have been tipped a little bit by Mitchell Robinson, but I think Clint will tell you himself he should have brought that down and nailed it. Then on Sunday, which is last night, the Hawks. It's the best I've seen the Hawks look defensively since the 90s. I haven't seen the Hawks look. Look, the 60-win team didn't look this good defensively. Everybody was in sync, including Trae Young. And I give Trae Young a whole lot of hell about his defense or lack thereof. But everybody was flying to the ball last night. We had double digits in steals. Quinn Snyder finally put Jalen Johnson in the starting lineup, and it looks like that kid gonna be able to stay. Hawks beat the beat the Bucks 127-110. I think we had like 2 or 3 double doubles. They had 8 guys in double figures. They got the Minnesota T Wolves tonight, so you already know how it is when Ant Man come to town. He gonna want to do some real dirty work to the home team. On Saturday, Georgia just keep on bulldogging. Georgia just gonna keep on dogging until somebody beat them. 25th straight game in conference. Um, no, 25th straight game in the regular season. Um, they got the BCS college football playoff rankings coming out tomorrow. A lot of people said Georgia gonna probably drop a couple of slots because of their schedule, but it don't really matter because if Georgia do what I think they're gonna do, they're gonna be in the college football playoff anyway. And Georgia's probably gonna be the first team in 90-something years since West Virginia did it to three-peat. Um, a lot of people thought Georgia was gonna fall off without Brock Bowers, and what you had was guys stepping up. Carson Beck stepping up, Ladd McConkey stepping up. Um, um, the kid out the backfield, number 30, I forget his name. Number 30 really balling. He stepped up. Number
Mm-hmm.
2 out the backfield stepped up. Number 4, Brock's replacement, Oscar Delp. Everybody's stepping up. See, this is what happens when you got that depth. We was just talking about it with the Falcons. Georgia got that depth. See, a lot of games this year when where most teams would have just took the opportunity to run up the score on teams. Kirby Smart chose to get his guys some reps, and he got in a lot of those games where Georgia didn't cover, and a lot of the fans are complaining. He was getting guys important reps, important playing time, and I'm gonna tell you now that's gonna pay dividends down the stretch. Now, getting to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has got to be the most Jekyll and Hyde team in our city right now. You can't get it done against the likes of Bowling Green and Boston College, but then you figure out a way to steal Miami and North Carolina. I don't know what the hell is going on at Tech, but hey,
They need to just draft in the draft, but they need to recruit in the
they
trenches.
need that's all. You gotta. Here you have a situation where you got a new head coach. He's got to rely on the transfer portal because not too many people can, not too many athletes can meet that Tech academic standard. And then you're in a state where you're recruiting against the best team in college football. You recruit. I mean, who you up against in recruiting? You up against Kirby Smart, and that's tough for Brent Key. And hell,
Maurice Martin asked, or George the 3 pick, can they dominate for you?
did I say that again now? I'm sorry.
He asked if Georgia can repeat, 3 peat.
I think they can. I,
Yeah,
I
I don't
think they
see a
can
team
because
in.
you know every year they try to put that. Well, the last couple of years they try to put that one obstacle. The first year, hey, Chris Fowler said it best when when the uh, when the kid ran the touchdown back, the kid who Mama had counseled, the cornerback, Philadelphia
Uh,
just drafted. But
the
when he
cornerback.
ran,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but when he ran it back, Chris Fowler simply said Georgia has slayed the beast. Georgia had to get that monkey off their back. They got the
Mm-hmm.
Alabama monkey off their back. They, before they beat Alabama, they beat Michigan. They obliterated Michigan. Last year, It was at Ohio State. My homie Bobby Olive don't want to hear this. Ohio State really blew out the opportunity because Georgia didn't play their best in that national semifinal, but Georgia found a way to win. And then is TCU still playing?
Nope, they pretty much done. I mean, they playing with no, I think they pretty much
And
done.
and then they lost. They lost to the Coast Primes. So each and every Monday we gonna not just talk Falcon football, y'all. We're gonna go an overview of what's going on in Atlanta and in Georgia. Um, we again, folks, appreciate everybody for checking in. Keely Ringo, that's his name. Um, Mama kind of fine too. When she gained that weight back off that couch, Mama kind of fine. Get it. Never mind. Nevertheless, we just gotta be patient, man. Appreciate everybody checking in. Appreciate the super chats for my man Mike, for the therapist, for Big Ant, for Man Mike Sports, Maggie T Production, Truth TV. I'm your man OG Truth HURTZ. Nothing but the truth. We always seek and speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We see you in 6 days and 23 hours. See you tomorrow night for the Realistic OGs. You know we're gonna have a treat for you. See you on Thursday. Wrestling. My wrestling fans, Thursdays at 1. Exclusive World of Wrestling. This Thursday, we're gonna talk about Montreal Screwjob. The Montreal Screwjob.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love that one, man, Mike.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about the Montreal Screwjob along with going into the overview of the weekend wrestling. Godspeed, everybody. Y'all try to enjoy this last day of this good sun. It's gonna be 20 degrees cooler tomorrow this time. I'm out.